Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I have a DIY pedicure. Ain't nothing special. I just do simple stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys what I do when I do my pedicures. I actually never gotten a pedicure before in my life. I've always done it myself. And, lately everything's been closed and I know people, want ideas and stuff. So I figured let me do a little pedicure video. So these are my nails after like 2 months. First, I was lazy, and then when all this happened, I got even more lazier since I wasn't doing anything. But that's how they look. They look worse in person. But I don't they're really long and outgrown, and I have like a little bit dry skin on the sides, and my cuticles are like so overgrown. I don't really suffer from like calluses or anything, but it's just still a little bit dry. So that's how they pretty much look. Don't come for me. I know they look bad, but whatever. So these are all the products I'm going to use. I didn't really have to buy anything because I already had stuff at home since I always do my toes at home anyway. So, but you could easily find this stuff for cheap or maybe the same products too. So I'm going to start off with the aluminum foil and some acetone, some cotton to remove all of the gel polish if you have gel polish. I do, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And I have some files to file down my nails. I have two. One is like really rough and one is pretty normal. And I use more of the normal one. And I have some cuticle pushers. You could use a metal one or a wood one. I actually like this one because this one you have the pusher and the scraper. And then I have the cuticle nippers. You don't really need them. You don't need to cut your cuticles if you don't feel comfortable. I do because I don't like them. I have this file for the back of my feet. I just bought like a little simple one because I don't really have a lot of dead skin. I also have this buffing block for buffing my nails. And then this is a cuticle remover I have. It kind of like softens the cuticle and like it's easier to scrape off of your nail bed. And then I have cuticle oil, which I actually need. I always suggest people get oil because when your nails are oiled, they look so much better. And this is the nail polish I'm using. It's just a clear coat, and the nail polish I got like a nude color. I'm gonna link the clear coat in the bottom because that clear coat is like the best clear coat I've ever tried. It dries so fast and it's so shiny. It's so good. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so that's why I'm not saying it. Alrighty, so here we go. I'm going to start off by filing the top of my nails. I'm going to get all my stuff set up. I have the acetone and the cotton and my aluminum foil for this. So it was kind of hard doing this, but you'll figure it out once you get like a good angle. So I'm going to start off by filing the top layer off because after you file that off, it's easier for the acetone to penetrate. So that's how I'm going to file all the nails. I wanted you guys to see how much I filed off. And you could file down a lot. It just depends like how thick the nail polish is on your nail. So I pretty much did this until all the shine of the nail polish was off. And then, you kind of have to like move your toenails a little bit to like see the angles because certain angles you can't see the shininess. But once all the shine is off, I went and I did the, well, right here I'm showing you like the difference of the shiny and the dullness so you could see and compare, that way you'll know what piece you did or what side you did and what side you didn't. So I'm going to put the acetone on the cotton and put it on my nail and then wrap it with aluminum foil. So keep in mind these are your toes, so it's kind of harder to put the aluminum foil and stuff. So just make sure when you put the aluminum foil, you squeeze it. That way it like fits on your toe better. So depending on how much nail polish you have, how much you filed off and all that stuff, the timing is different. So mine's was only for like 15 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then I removed it. All right, so I am going to take off all the aluminum foil, and I wanted to show you how the nail polish looks after you take it off. See how it's all bubbled up and peeling. And then I just went in with the cuticle pusher and just scraped it off. All right, so again, depending on the nail polish and all that stuff, how thick, how much you have on, it depends like if you have to redo the soaking. So I didn't, I only had to do it once, so I was pretty lucky. So all I did was scrape off all the nail polish, and I did this throughout all my toes. And it came off pretty easy. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't with these gel nail polishes. But if it's hard, just re-soak it and then refile it and all that stuff, and you'll get there. So after you scrape everything off, I kind of pushed the cuticles back as I was scraping it off. But your toes are going to look so dry. Your nails are going to look dry. Your cuticles are going to look dry. It's going to just look a mess. So this is how mine looks now. And yellow, by the way, because of how long the nail polish been on there. So after that, I decided to soak my feet. I just got this bin from the dollar store and some Epsom salt, Epsom, whatever that's called. And I put some warm, more on the hotter side, water, so that way it could soften all the dead skin on my feet and my cuticles. So I did that, and I soaked my feet for about 15 minutes, I think. All right, so after I dried my feet, I took my little foot file, and this is just like a cheapy foot file. And since I don't have that much dead skin, it doesn't look like I'm doing much, but if you look really close, you can see like all the little dead skin falling. So I just scraped it until it kind of hurts. Like I scraped it until it felt uncomfortable. Then I stopped and, I took a look and make sure it was okay. And then I just continued doing that on all the dry spots that I think needed a little bit more filing. So I basically did this on all the spots I thought was dry, which is like my big toe, that part right there. I guess I don't even know what the hell do you call that, and my sole. So after I scrubbed my feet, I took this DIY sugar scrub. It's just olive oil and brown sugar. It looks kind of dry, so you have to put it more like liquidy, like even parts sugar and oil. And it would work a little bit better. Mine was a little bit dry, so it was a little harder to do. So I took it and I scrubbed it all over my feet, and I focused it on my drier spots because of the olive oil. It's gonna give it like a good moisturized feeling on your feet. So after that, I gave it a quick rinse and pat dry. All right, so now for the fun hard part, I applied some of that cuticle remover on my cuticles, and I let that sit for about 10 minutes. So you could either do one foot and then start on the other, or vice versa. So that's exactly what I did. That way it could be nice and soft for the cuticle pusher to remove all the dead skin. So I just pushed back all the cuticles. You can always add more if it feels a little bit dry. I feel like when it's wet, it kind of works better. So I pushed back all my cuticles, and my big toe kind of looks red, but I'm kind of rough when it comes to that because my cuticle skin is so thick on my big toe for some reason. All the other toes are like so easy for me, but the big toe is a mess. So I push back all the cuticles and just wipe the cuticle pusher as I am pushing back. And what I like about the metal one, the metal pusher, you could always use like the one side, like this side I'm pushing, but and then I could flip it over and scrape off like the parts that are a little harder because that cuticle skin is really sticky, so it's kind of hard sometimes. So I don't know, for some reason, like I was saying about my big toe, I feel like my pinky toe has a lot of cuticle as well. So I've always had problems with like that big toe and the small toe for some reason with like extra cuticle. So that's what I'm doing here. The other ones were like so easy, but this one had so much overgrown cuticle on it. It's so annoying. All right, so I'm just looking at them to make sure I got all the skin, and I'm going back to the big toe because that's the problem child. And I'm just pushing it back first, and then after I push back the cuticle, I kind of like bring it back with my other hand, like to see what's underneath. I go in with the opposite side and just start scraping off the cuticle from my nail plate because I always get a lot on my nail plate. And I just keep on doing the same thing until I feel as though it's nice and clear. All right, so after I feel like the nail plate is nice and clean and there's no cuticle left on the plate, I go in with the cuticle cutter because everything is pushed back. Now all you have to do is just cut the skin off basically. So again, you don't have to do this. I would suggest if you're scared, just don't because you don't want to cut yourself. But I do it. I've been practicing, so if you want, just practice first before you do it. And get a good cuticle nipper. That way you're not having trouble. But the corners for me are a little bit of a hassle for me. It's hard for me to go around perfectly and get like the round corners for some reason. But I'm sorry about this angle. My hand kept getting in the way. But yeah, I basically just did that on the big toe and then the small toe. The other toes I pretty much left alone. So I always start like the nail bed and my cuticle work first before I go into cutting because I like to see how much room I have. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm cutting all my nails, and as you can see, they are so long. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. But whatever. I was being lazy, and that's what happened. So now it's time to file. I took the rougher file because my nails are a little bit on the thicker side. And it just depends like how experienced you are because the filing, you could kind of like file too much off and then your toenail will be too short. So you just want to be careful with the extra coarse file because you can't file too much off. So I just file them straight across, like I like them square, I guess you could say. So as I'm editing, I'm like cracking up because this angle is so not cute. But I really want to show you guys, some ideas. Hopefully it will help someone. But this angle of my foot and my toes looks so ugly. I can't stand it. And after filing, I went in with this other tool I forgot to mention. It cleans the underneath, like the free edge of any dirt and stuff. So I like doing this after I file because sometimes when you file, all like the shavings and stuff gets underneath, and I like cleaning that out afterwards. So I totally forgot to film me buffing my nails with that orange buffer block. You want to do that to like smooth out all the ridges on your nail if you have some. All right, so after I buffed the nail, I cleaned them up with some alcohol and then I went straight in with the nail polish. I don't use any nail polish base. I never did, and whatever, it doesn't really affect me. My nail polish lasts pretty long on my toes anyway, and I'm using the OPI My Vampire is Buff. This is like my favorite nude because it goes with like everything. So I put my sandals on first so that way I don't worry about them getting messed up when I put my sandals on. So this can be a little bit streaky, but maybe like 2 layers you could get away with and it would be fine. Maybe 3, it depends. But I did 2 layers. As you can see, the big toe, see, it has like that little streak in it. And when I put nail polish on, I don't like getting close to the cuticle. I rather it look like it's outgrown than my cuticle flooded with nail polish. All right, so I'm going in with the second coat, and as you can see, the second coat pretty much did a good job in covering those streaks. So you will always want to do a second coat when it comes to like lighter nail polishes. Some nail polishes you can get away with 1, but most of the time it's 2. All right, so now my color is on. I'm going to use my base. I'm going to leave the name down below. It's like seche, something like that. It's so weird. But this top coat, once you do like all your 10 toes, you pretty much could do it like back to back. So when I do all my 10 toes, I go and I do the clear top and it's fine. Like it doesn't mess up the nail polish underneath or anything like that. All right, so that was it for this DIY pedicure. I hope you guys, learned something from this. I know if it's like a little bit awkward because of like the angles and stuff, but this is the way my toes look now. That redness would go away eventually, but I love doing my own toes, so this is how it looks. I love this nail polish. It's so freaking cute. It goes with everything. It's kind of white but not white, but you get it. But I hope you guys enjoy the video and I will see you on the next one.